Hey guys, my name is Reese. We're going to do something a little bit different today. First of all, obviously, hello, welcome. This. But no, as you've seen, we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to. So I've not seen this done yet, but basically, it's going to be a tier list of the weapons. So, excuse me, so far. I've had this idea since obviously starting the showcases, show them off and all that on that one video. I can determine what's what, if that makes sense. Like, what is a better weapon in my opinion? So before I start this, obviously, that all the stuff I've been shown today is something I've made. I've done it on one channel, um, and as people know who have followed my YouTube channel, has seen that in the descriptions I have done my own opinions of it. But what I'm going to do now is, because some of these good weapons are about 2 months old now, obviously since I first started this, I can't remember exactly how they are because I don't use them anymore, or it's been a while since I've used them, kind of thing. So we have a S to F tier list. So it's going to be interesting to see this because it would take me a few minutes to start getting all the specifics added in. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add another scene so we can get us sorted as well. Okay, so just to start things off, what I'm going to do is going to drop the tier list here for a sec. Here we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at this. So what you've got on the screen now is obviously showcases that I've done. Yes, we're going to be using all the videos on this channel here as well. I've done. So first one up is a cannon. As we know, the cannon is a nostalgic weapon. It can be quite good. It can be fun. Not my favourite thing to go for. It's quite low, so let's turn it up. So we'll keep it on this one for now. Not the best of clips to show, but I'm remembering why I don't use this gun at all. And I actually do remember it from like previous games as well. Turn it up. One thing I would do want to note here is the hot rod skin actually looks quite battle scarred, like as if it's damaged. Nah. Has a high damage, has high armor penetration, but it just isn't for me anymore. Like, it's not a gun that I can see is a valuable gun. Because obviously most of our guns like you can spray and pray with is better. I'm I'm feeling as if I've been recently feeling the power is quite dated for what it is. It's quite there's better guns out there in my opinion, but that is what it is. Watch this clip and then we'll move on. I mean, because it does take about what 2-3 hits, bullets before it kills anything. Can semi wallbang, but it does have its own fundamental issues in my opinion. Well, bullets, of course. Go back. Reload time's absolutely fine. As I've seen there, like, you try to spray it, but in this game you can spray it and you kind of get away with it. So with that being said, the para. Let me add para in here because it's a tricky one to think of as well. Because like, let's be honest, the para comes under 3 different areas here. So the para has quite a lot of nice skins. including the hot rod, which is one of my preferred out of all of them. It does perform okay as a rifle itself. It's got the damage, it's got the range. One of the main issues I have with it is that it's got too much recoil for what it is. Other weapons outperform it so much easier, and there's only three types of people that actually use it. The para. One of them, let's be honest, is people who macro. Group A, Group B are people who are chasing nostalgia, and Group C are dipshits. And ultimately, in the end, Group A and B become people in Group C, regardless. So for this, I'm going to actually give this a D rating. Yes, it has nice skins. It is an okay weapon. It's one of those ones that people who cheat using macros go for this one mainly because of the status of it, and people chase the nostalgia factor of it all, and it's annoying because the gun isn't amazing, but it's also not bad like some of the guns in game right now. But it's just something I wouldn't use personally. Anyway, the next one is, let's see, can I pop you under here? Oh, hold on, just here, hold on. Here, please. There we go. So, next one I got here is the DT. Let's have a look at the DT. The DT used to be FG42. It was actually quite a good gun, and it was very overpowered even for years because of the status of it. It was a pay-to-win weapon at the time. But with it being a new addition into AVA Global, it is actually really good. It has its fundamentals. And the main issue for this gun is the lack of ammo. It is basically a para on roids, and I actually prefer this one more than other rifles. It has a good arm penetration, good damage, amazing zoom in that you're seeing right now. Very accurate, even close range or long range. It outperforms a para in my opinion, and is genuinely one of the best ones to go for. Like I said, this is a good point here. Like, the only issue I have with the FG is that it has lack of ammo. Look at right here. You can sit there and pre-aim and spray and it's absolutely fine. If we continue this clip, I get another 2 kills I think, maybe 3. I get another 2. I mean, power, that'll be a bigger bloom. So, DT is a very good weapon here. It is a very, 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 very good weapon. Question is, how long in the list? Because so in this video, I didn't have any skins for it at the time, but I now do. Some of the skins are actually quite nice, but with the way this gun is like modelled, the magazine is in the way for some of these guns, and frankly, it is quite annoying. But there is definitely nice skins out there, like the Griffer. That's my go-to skin for it. The Dreamcatcher isn't too bad, but it's not worth the 300k price tag. And the Coral, I don't know where you get that from. Overall, the DT has a lot more fundamental use than the Para, in my opinion, and it is a much easier rifle to use for what it is. So for that, I will actually give it a... I'll give it a C. It's not exactly great because the ammo does kinda affect it a lot, but with the skins, with how it performs, and with how easy it is to use compared to some rifles, it is your best skin to go for. The next weapon we have here is the... I'm going to move this down, hold on. Next one is the Sacco. So Sacco in this version is a bit different. There is a good bunch of skins for it, and it does tend to have a pay to win skin with it, which is with the Blackbeard. Now this gun is actually okay as well, not amazing. You can't one tap like the Para or FG. Or see there, close range of the weapon. It can be accurate depending on what you use, like mods and how you use it. But if the rate of fire and the damage and the armor penetration on it, it makes it really well in my opinion. But it's one of those guns nobody really uses nowadays. As you can see, if it has its own, it has a recoil, same as the para, but the accuracy is more tolerable. But I would say this is a weaker version of the two. On the plus side, this does have more ammo in their mag. That first clip. Where it's going to go. As you can see there, it takes a little bit to control, but it also is a lot easier. It does have a good bit of accuracy, but it does lose that quite easily. As you can see, still got 24 bullets after a few shots, and I don't need to reload, and I still hit it. So, with that being said, Sacco. There you go. Sorry, I had to find it now. Sacco, let's see, where is it? Again, Sacco does have some nice skins. However, fundamentally, nobody really uses it. It's not amazing, and it's not bad at the same time as well. I'm going to give it the same a D as well, because it's the same as a para, because I'll be honest, Sacco, as bad as it is, it's actually still, it's on the same level as a para. I would say it's the exact opposite of it. Para, and at the same time, like, it does what it needs to, and it does the damage with ease of control, I would say. Okay, so the next one we've got here is the Zebra. Okay. Obviously, I'm going through the playlist I've got. If you want to check this playlist out, I will post it in the description. So as you can see already, starting to change the format a little bit. The Zebra is an interesting gun. Like, I've started using it again a little bit recently, and stuff like that does happen. However, there is a lot of fun things you can do with this gun. It's mainly a fun gun, like most of the weapons in this game, but I think the Zebra has something a bit more to it, which we're watching in Sniper Annihilation. The one thing I kind of did show, but it's not properly shown, is you can jump shot with this weapon, and obviously it does 2-tap. Sometimes takes 3 shots, but it's normally 1, 2, or 3 if you get a headshot. And you know what? This gun, the default weapon of it is bad, but with the silencer skins, it makes it quite overpowered as well at the same time. We'll watch it. I think that's it really. So, the power, not the power of the Zebra. Zebra is a difficult one because it is a sniper. I do like my snipers. But Zebra is the first one I decide I try to go for in terms of the challenge because nobody likes it. I think if anything, I need to put this. I need to evaluate it well. So, see, so it does have a decent ammo capacity, and you get 3 or 4 reloads out of it. Sorry. It does a lot of damage. You can jump shot with it. You can move shot with it. The skins you can apply like a silencer on it, which makes it even more valuable in certain maps or certain situations. People aren't going to like this, but I'm going to say this is like a B tier. Just for how it acts, and obviously I like using it. I can act with it pretty well. I don't like that. Oh, give me this. Just give me this. Thank you. You guys can't see me moving all this about. It's sometimes I can. That's a Zebra. I like the Zebra, especially if the battle rifle skin on it. It just makes it so much better. So this next one is a 2-part by the way. So got a candy cane pack. So in this one we're mainly looking at the SV and the M4. So this was before the M4 and SV buffs, by the way, if anyone remembers the announcement for that. M4, it does have a lot of nice skins, and I remember people hating the fact I was using this skin because it's pink. But I have to admit, I do like this one a lot better than I do other skins. Obviously, I do apologise for the volume, it's quite low. Performs pretty well. I use accuracy words a little bit just to make sure I can hit my shots. SV, you can move shot with it. It can kill. It's got great. You can mod it. It's fantastic as a scope. It does tank, but it acts really fast. But I'm surprised it's getting as much hate as it does. But it is a really good gun. I like it. But it's actually a really good gun. I forgot how good it is. There you go. It tanks there. Obviously, I missed that myself. Our last clap. Like M4, every weapon can be good if you're able to hit the headshots, and that'll be it. But never guaranteed to hit headshots with a rifle or SMG. But I have to admit, the candy cane skins, I love them. People hate the fact I do because it's pink, but it's such a different one. I mean, this one. So it's a two-part here. So the first part I'm going to add text. So I need to do text this time because obviously it's a bit different. Let's see. M4. So M4, I would say is maybe, in fact, nah, M4 isn't great, but isn't as bad. But it doesn't. It's not a heavy hitter. With if you're not aiming for headshots, it's not perfect. So that's getting an E. For the SV, at this time when it's obviously not had a buff, I'm going to say it's actually a D. Because even at that, my opinion is like the SV does well for what it is, and if anyone says it doesn't, then obviously we're delusional in terms of how these weapons work. You need to look at certain perspectives. That this weapon can do damage, but it can do its own thing. Skins for them both are amazing. There's some people who still want the Cyber Nova for SV, some wanting the Assault Mod for M4. Skins for them both are plentiful, amazing, but they both do have their issues and obviously have a pros at the same time. Next one we have here is the 807, which is watch it. So it does have some nice skins, like a Dreamcatcher. Skin is nice. I can't say if a weapon itself performs well. I actually found that I actually remember finding this very difficult to get clips. It took me about 2 hours to get this clip. Get these clips. The issue with the shotguns in this game is obviously it's only pump action, and many of them obviously requires you to load up the shells again after reloading. It get up to your maximum amount. There's no armor penetration, and it only is really effective at very close range. Unless I've like 1 HP. 2, 3. Oof. 3 shells just do that. The crosshair is too large in my opinion for a shotgun, and it causes a bit more of a pain. Although that's the spread of the pellets as well, which easily can get you headshots in that, but it's not great. 3 shots for that. I missed this first one even though the crosshair was around him. I remember this. I remember the pain of this one. Yep. And after this clip, I'll move on. Also, it's great for rushing if nobody's expecting it, and it's part aim a skill issue right there, part of it. But damn. Oh my god, that brings back bad memories. I should feel violated watching that. So the next one is 870. For this. I do not like it. I guess one at all. Um, I'm going to give this one an E. It's not great, but people still use it because it is okay to use. But my god, it is horrible, and having to spend about an hour or two just to try and get the clips is just a hell no, in my opinion. The next one we have is EPKO. Some say this is a fan favourite. Obviously with Firebird. Let's see. I mean, EPG used to be a very overpowered weapon past. It was used at IESF. IESF was one I can't remember what it's for. Weapon has a lot of damage to it, a lot of wallbang potential, but it lacks a little bit, in my opinion. It's a bit slow, I feel. Even with the basic scope or sharpshooter. It can obviously wallbang a lot of things, and it is great. And with Firebird specifically, you want to try to keep the basic scope so you can get a red dot, which is always nice to have. Pull out is just like myself, it just takes too long, and I can't say I'm fussed with this at all. And you can if you can hit shots, it does damage. It is. Only times it can tanks is if you're aiming at the feet, and few and far between people do that. People don't learn, but you need to jump. See if you're appointment and you're against a scope, you need to run and jump. Yes, remotely using the FR and that doesn't tank at all. But if you're appointment and you need to like, go to a corner, run and jump and shoot your feet. So for TPG, EPKO, add that in. There it is. Not a lot of people actually use this. The skins are quite nice. Some of the skins can be nice, but there's not a lot of them really about as well. Especially in our version. The mods can do it some justice, but overall it's just not a great sniper. And it comes down to whereabouts it should be placed. Because it's not F tier. There's some weapons that are F tier, but not this one. It's between D and E, but I think fundamentally, because there's better weapons out there, I'm going to go with here. Just so much better. Well, I know some of these are smaller than the others. I don't really care. Deal with it. Okay, so the next one we have here is the X16. Okay, this is a interesting gun. So obviously the mods for this vary a bit, and we've only got to have like 2 skins in the game. Well, this one, the Brass Vein, is was one of the most sought after ones, and believe it or not, this gun is actually quite good as well. It's not amazing. Most guns aren't amazing, but this has a bit of fundamentals. I've seen a lot of Asian players use this. I've seen a lot of new players actually doing a lot of amazing things with this. Now, the gun is moddable, and it does have the option to either free burst or full automatic. I have a preference because of the AN94 side mythological. That used to, God, that used to be able to free burst, and it was very accurate. And with this one, it is still the same. It's still actually really good for what it is. And what? It can hold its own. It does damage. It does what it needs to. It's just not got it's not got a lot of it's not got a lot of damage, like a lot of armor penetration, but it does have a rate of fire. Can cover where you need to. Yeah. That. The M16. Let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, wrong thing. Go on that. Okay, so the M16 I'm going to say is a C tier. So what it is stronger and a bit more versatile than an M4. It's just a much better gun in my opinion. Accuracy can be a bit of an issue depending on how you play, but for me, I've not had much of an issue with it. So, because obviously you can reach most of these weapons and it's absolutely fine, but this just has a lot more to it. Next one is the Desmodus. Desmodus. Oh, on a second, I just seen that. Where is it? Hold on, hold on. What the range? So Desmodus, at this point, it didn't have an extra damage buff, but this is actually a very strong MP appointment weapon, as you can see with the clips here. It does a lot of damage, especially against the SH16, 14 and obviously the 09. It can wallbang, so skins are quite nice, and there's two different models for it as well. The one you're seeing right now is MK2 version, I'd say. Obviously there's the version you get in the shop is MK1. That's how I look at it. So you can't mod this weapon. It has great rate of fire, it's easy to handle, and it just dominates quite well, in my opinion. And last clip here, and we'll move on. Yep. It's such a strong weapon, it's unreal that it even got a buff beforehand. I don't know, maybe. Kill still there, that's fine. I look at this for range. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous for a lightning weapon. And even to this day, it's still one of the stronger weapons in the game. Or strongest appointments in the game. Yeah, go with that. There's more this. So, because of how it is, and because there's two versions of it I do quite like, I'm throwing this in at a C tier as well. You're starting to see a common factor with these weapons that I've got so far. This modus is a good gun, it's really used, there's multiple of it, in fact no, I'll move that to D tier. Because obviously there is different models for it, and the skins are nicer, and I have a lot more of a personal preference for them, I'll take the Desmodus over most SMGs. The next one we have here is Mosin Nagant, or V Nagant. This one was I didn't have a skin for it at the time. The skins for it so far are okay. Two, or one of them were kind of pay to get, so I'm a big fan. But I remember this showcase. This was quite nice. Obviously, it was a bit of lagger, but what are you gonna do? Because you can see it. I teleported down there without any reason to. Can't hear us. I don't know what it is, but the sounds for some of these showcases are quite quiet. I can hear it on my end. Maybe if I just not up. There we go. So this one you can move shot. It's only a single scope, and you can no scope with it pretty easily. It rarely tanks with its higher armor penetration compared to other scopes at this point, but with having to manually reload it every time, it's a bit difficult to keep managing that. Because obviously there's 5 bullets, 6 of the armor mag, and it can wallbang at certain spots. It's the last clip anyway. It's yeah. Fundamentally, the Venagant does have some nice skins. It's not amazing, in honesty. It's not a really good amazing, but I also say it is a much better weapon than most, and for that, how it is, I'll actually give it a better rating than most on this list. Let's see. because the skins have animation effects, and because it is a very useful weapon, I'm actually going to put it in an A and leave it at that because I can. It is such a good weapon, and it does cover what it needs to. The next one we're on here is the AK-47 or the MA-47. Oh boy, this gun has a lot of skins. Nobility especially has quite a sick reload, and by trying to do this without the crosshair is very difficult. There right now. And this is when I started doing the better more quality showcases. So the AK is very, very easy to handle. I had an issue here. You can see how fast it is with my sensitivity. It is very accurate, it is high damage, and it's basically the best rifle in my opinion. Not best, but it's the most tactile and useful weapon in the game for a rifle. It's got the damage, it's got the armor penetration, it's got the rate of fire, it's got the ammo, it's got even mods if you're not happy with what it is. It's just overall good. I mean that reload as well, just for the nobility, is amazing for a skin. And there's many more like it as well, which is great. After this one will get sorted. Nothing but headshots here, honestly. The first like 4 or 5 bullets are just so accurate, it's unreal. What else happens here again? There we go. I think that solves everything there. So for the AK, people might not like this one, but I'm just going to put it where it deserves to be. Where it actually deserves to be. Oh, this needs to start working for me. AK deserves to be an S tier. The reason for the S tier is because of how it is as a weapon. It is so balanced and it works so well that it is a force to be reckoned with in general. With the options of more damage or more rate of fire, the AK without the mods works absolutely fucking perfect. Whereas with them, it does hinder in some areas, but it just makes it so much deadlier, in my opinion. And that's why it's S tier. And the next one we're going on to is the... Oh, Lord. Okay. XTPS. I spent 3 hours trying to do a showcase. That was 10 games of just playing this alone. And all I got was a minute. As you can see, guy tanked the headshot, which is fine, does happen. But it's just... I don't know how to word this without giving it away. As a guy a shot. What was I having behind? It's got a bigger crosshair area. It's got less damage, less accuracy, and it's just a... No, we're not showing the Guardian right now. Listen, we need to address the TPS. We need to address it here with this. The TPS is a god awful shotgun. I don't want to move it. I despise it so much that it tanks too much. The 807 is better. The weapon just does not do anything good. And I think we can all agree it deserves the F rating. It deserves it. For what it is, this weapon is made in hell, where the pellets are just BB guns, and it's just god awful. The next one is the Guardian. Now, I think people would be a little bit surprised with the Guardian because obviously you got that skin in the shop for hundreds of euros. And you know what? It is a nice skin, especially with the eye in it. I can't remember what series that's from. I think it's a Cayman series. The weapon is somewhat weak, but it's also quite fun to use, and it does well in certain settings. 33 bullets for appointment, and a nice skin as well you can actually get. I do really like this skin. I've not normally liking skins at all. I don't really care for them, really. Unless it's something like, oh my god, I must have. It does well in close or quarter situation. Obviously, it's got a wide accuracy issue with spraying at medium range. I messed up by jump here, by the way. And obviously, I'm just chasing for kills, and it's just ridiculous. Thankfully, it's got 33 bullets, really. So I can actually do something with it. This is the last clip, by the way. It does have okay mobility as well. I had to put a red dot sight on these, on certain weapons if I can. Like, is this the same? Yeah, it's the same clip, okay. I had to put red dot sight on certain weapons as well, because I had an issue before and it was so bad, I need to... obviously there's that as well. So, the Guardian, it does have a nice wee skin sitting there, but it is weaker against compared to other pointing weapons in the game. It is a bit more difficult to say. If I need to vote for what it is, the Guardian isn't amazing, but it isn't bad either. I'll give it an E. It's not exactly F tier because of how it is, but it's not exactly D tier because it's still, there's other better ones out there still. The next one is the M1903. Oh, this is kind of similar to the Mosin but worse. Arm penetration's lower, it tanks a lot more. It's got a lot more of a sway to it in my opinion for like when you zoom in. And reload you have to do the exact same. This is obviously worse than the Mosin. And you know what? It does have some nice skins, especially when the M19 Argus is out. That used to be my favourite skin for it, and it used to be one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. You can move shot, you can do various bits and pieces with it, and obviously you pull off stupid stuff like that. After this clip, I'll move on as well. Dead. Two favorite skins for it are really nice. It has a lot of nice skins for it, but let's see. I think if anything, because the mods in the game is just fundamentally better, it is more of a reason to keep it wasn't at A tier. Normally you'd think I'd put this as B tier, but I'll put it in a C. Reason being I'm putting it as C is because my personal preference doesn't enjoy this gun. Like I said, for me it's too much sway for it and zoom in. The gun is the same kind of speed of shooting, pulling it out, quick switching, reload as a Mosin, but my main issue with it is it tanks more, less arm penetration at this point. It has more of a sway with the scope, and it's just not a weapon I like using. I don't like it in general, mind you, but it's just one of those ones. Yeah. The next one is G36 KA1 or the X36 KA1. Well, this is a blast from the past because this used to be quite a good gun to use. Now it is more accurate than ever, and it can hold its own in my opinion. I mean, just look at it. Obviously, I'm using the mastery. There's other ones like Alligator you could have used, but I didn't have it at the time. I still don't have it, mind you, but I just think the mastery is a much nicer skin. It's basically an M4 but better. The guy that he caught, I just can't guess. And the last clip, of course. Accurate, has some nice skins, has 2 different models as well. It is accurate. Obviously, I'm just being an idiot, try to jump with it. There we go, that's what we wanted. Yeah, end it there. So the G36, as we know, is it has secret Korean mods that was published on a page, but you could only read if you translated it, obviously. Is a much better gun than the M4. Better accuracy, better damage, better everything overall, in my opinion. Has less skins, but has more of a nostalgia factor for AVA, in my opinion. That's why it's going in D tier. I could easily make it E tier, but I don't know if that's a reasonable argument for it. Because overall, even though the M4 can be modded, it has more skins, it has more of a following than the G3. G3, with its base stats as of now, is still technically better than the M4. It handles a lot better and a lot easier to control. That's why it's at D. Next one is Super V. Okay, this was a weird one. So with this one, fun fact, the Venom is a bugged skin apparently, because that sensor is stuck on. You can't take it off. This weapon's quite weak. Sounds good though. Oh, skins. It has a lot of skins for what it is, and it is actually nice to use a different gun every now and again. Let's see. It's good at good at close range, but it feels as if it lacks damage. It lacks like the armor penetration, like the MP7 did. But it lacks the stuff for it. Even one of the mods, the barrel for it, doesn't work for this version of skin because of the sensor. That sensor for some reason produces a bug to stop it. But as you can see, that sensor also at the same time does wonders. I'm holding double door here. There, little issue. I'm just can't do my own thing. Got me beating my teammate. But yeah. Okay, this is a more of a difficult one because the Chris isn't exactly a horrible gun. It's also not a bad gun at the same time. Bring it off for that. There we go. For that, I will give it the same as the Guardian. I'll give it an E. It isn't exactly a bad one, but it's not exactly good either. It's still got some use, but it's not great. And with some of the skins it has, it's just over the top. It's too many skins for such a bad weapon, but people don't like, in my opinion. Because like, the sci-fi recently came out, and it's still not a great weapon. The next one we have here is the M4 grenade launcher variant. Okay, this one is a bit different. This shouldn't have been implemented in the game, but Neo has thought, let's do it. So you do have the tactile incendiary sitting there, 2 of them. You can bug it so you get 3 at least. There's no zoom in option, it just... I mean, it's a stronger weapon, it's a much stronger weapon. Well, not, it's actually not stronger, actually. No, it's weaker. But more accurate. No, it's all the way around. I guess this is stronger than the M4, but weaker, but worse in accuracy. You do get your incendiary rounds, you do get them, but it's few and far between when you actually use them. And frankly, you know what? I've actually made my mind up about this one. I don't like this gun for various reasons, and this is actually a clip we're going to end up with anyway. I don't really care. I don't want to watch this one exactly because I hate it. Even though it's the exact same as a N4, but with it the whole the view. Only difference is the actual main launcher. But that's it. Nah, get it off. Get it off. So with the M4 grenade launcher variant, I am just going to shove it where it deserves to be. People won't enjoy this one, but it isn't a great gun. I'd rather the M4 over it, and that says something. That says a lot considering. Yes, it does have some tactile fundamentals with it with the grenade launcher, but let's be honest, barely anyone uses it in game, and when they do, the grenade launcher just fires further than like throwing an actual grenade, and it's annoying. It shouldn't happen that way. The next is the X95R. This is a recent addition, and it does have quite a lot of skins, but the Christmas one is my favourite to go for, man. It is such a beautiful skin, even with the mistletoe sitting there. It's a very strong pointing weapon. It can do a lot of damage. It can still hold its own like a 1v6 in the right hands, of course. Obviously, on this map, it isn't the best map for me because I'm just kind of white men can't jump basically. It can do a lot of aim punch. It can definitely finish off kills easily. It has a lot of good accuracy for what it is. For SMG, you expect it to go like quite big, but compared to the other ones, this is the most accurate one I've seen. And it's such a good weapon. Obviously, I came in late in this round, by the way. That's why I sat there. And it's just with the rate of fire alone, it's just ridiculous how good it is. And you know what? After this clip, I'll end up better. Easy to get kills, double headshot on scopes behind me, heard him. Get a kill there. And one more. Yeah, so X95. Oh, sugar. Alright, just that there. X950. Or X95R, sorry, is a fantastic weapon. And you know what? I'll be the first to say it. I'll be the first to say it. With the bus mods and that, this is one of the strongest pointing weapons in the game. There is one more obvious contender, but I'm going to shove it in at S tier. For now. For now. Just for how it is, it's just amazing as a gun. If anyone disagrees, then you're clearly delusional. The next one we have here is the AWX. Okay, this gun came out not long ago, and I just realised it's got a pentagram in the scope. That is a cool detail. So this gun, you can mod it to move shot, which is great. It is actually not too bad. I've had worse weapons. It can tank. I've had it tank right there. Obviously shooting at the feet. Shot up the chest, and it does well. It has a lot of skins for it, and it is currently a exclusive skin for the Omnaga. If you guys want that skin and not got it, let me know and join my streams at some point. You can no scope with it, mod it. It's just overall really balanced scope. The Devil specifically is my favourite skin for it, and it just acts pretty damn well. With move shotting, you can just do stuff like that, and it doesn't matter. Pull time's great, and mount and their ammo is the exact same as most scopes. And I mean, look at that fire from the engine bit, the exhaust. It just looks delightful. Also, we're getting this. So for that, AWX that's a tricky one as well because it's not the best scope. There's only one scope that is the best. But just for what it is, because you can mod it, it is a lot better than the other scopes. I think I'm actually going to put it in B tier. It is just fundamentally more better, in my opinion. And it deserves to be given its recognition. People hate the gun because apparently it is weak. So I can understand that fully, but it's a better gun than most. Next one we have here is the T21. Oh my lordy lord. So this gun is probably better than most of the rifles. It's got great accuracy, as you can see here. It's not got a lot of skins. Go back through editing just to take it out. So start from again. The next up is the T21, which is quite a good rifle. Actually is my main rifle. So the one about this is it's actually enough the most accurate one I know. Has amazing rate of fire. It can really hold its own. It's not got a lot of skins for it, unfortunately, in game just yet. There is the Tar Cherry as well, which is great. It is a lovely skin when it comes out. 30 bullets in the mag. It's so easy to use, is the best way to put it. Yes, it can get a little bit inaccurate, but so can many other guns in this game. And it just does so much. It's ridiculous. Look at this, you can even pre-spray that and do something stupid like that. Get another kill. And you can pre-spray because it's so accurate and so well managed. After this cut though, on the next. I thought it is some occasions where you can kind of wallbang. For example, on radar, towards NRS space, you can shoot through the gates, and it does some damage, but it's not always. Tar, I'll finish it with this clip here because I think I remember right. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. This is. For the Tar, I'm going to be biased here, more likely, because the Tar, in my opinion, is one of the top 3 use for rifle wise. I am going to put it in the right spot. Oh, sure. I should have said at the start of this, it was a rule. I'm going to make a rule. There can only be one S tier of each kind. That way. Tar can easily get an A, if not challenge for S rank. Easily. Because of how accurate it is, how well it does as well. I can't say no to this one at all. It's just too good of a gun to use. And that's why it's A tier. The next one is the X950. Oh my god, this gun is... Okay, if anyone knows this, I've streamed with this and it is such a goated gun. When I started playing with it, I thought, when I first got it, I was like, holy Jesus, this is such a bad gun. Why would anyone ever use this? It had no armor penetration. It's just... One thing going for it is a big mag. And you know what? I completely understand that because, like, how people feel about it, because that's exactly how I felt. Sorry. This gun, because of a high mag capacity and the fact you can zoom in, it is very accurate even at spraying. The issue is, obviously, it has a dodgy recoil. So as soon as you hit about 25 bullets, it starts whipping side to side. But because of how fast it shoots, how much damage is in the bullets, you can whittle down some of these armor down so quickly for a matter of like 4 bullets, even 3 bullets. Sorry. Obviously it can do wonders if you headshot with it. Takes one headshot, takes the armor off. Second one just kills. Really, it's just a good gun with a lot of ammo. And you know what? After the end of this clip, it is getting ranked properly here. It's a shame it was only one skin for it, and that's the Bloody Bark, but there might be another one at some point, you never know. It'd be great if there was another one. Just chasing them for a kill. Man, this gun's So for this one, I am going to. That's a tricky one. No, I'm going to put A rank. Like I said, this is all personal preference. The reason it's at A rank is because it's just such a good gun. It does the damage you need. It's got great rate of fire. It is accurate. It just mows people down. And in the right hands, my hands, it can do so well. And I can't say it's as a bad thing because it's not. It's such a good thing. It can do so good. The next one is the Macmillan. Obviously, this one has its perks. It has it. That millionaire skin is amazing. So, it's got a quick draw out time, it's got a silencer, it can wall bang, and it can no scope. Before needs for for more snipers. But, let's see. Animation for it is quite sick. I remember the first time we got to use this in old AVA, it was quite weird. It was a new one and it was great. But, I feel as if it does definitely lack a few. It does tank, that's what I'm trying to say, it does tank like but any other rifle, not rifle, sniper. I'll never a showcase now. So I try and never some of the stuff I was playing for these, and it's difficult sometimes. See mate. Damn, what a clutch. Yeah, let's not watch this one. So, like Melon, it has some nice skins. Fundamentals, it is good. It's not the best one I'd go for either, but that being said, it's easily at A tier as well. For what it does, it is amazing. Really does tank when what you're doing. Silencer alone makes it better than most weapons in the game, like most snipers. And it's the exact same as like when I said with battle rifle. The battle rifle, you can get the silencer on it and it makes it great. Whereas that's already got the silencer on it and it makes it great as well. So the next one we're moving on to is the X24 or M24. So this does have quite a lot of skins for it. It does tank quite a lot. It can't no scope, can't jump shot. But what it can do is it can do shot. Got a quick draw out time. It's got okay damage. It's got okay armor penetration. It's not got a lot of ammo. You can scope quickly, which is good. But a gun like this lacks a lot, in my opinion. It's not an amazing gun. After this one, we'll move on. Getting bought by my team now. Oh, come on. There we go, another one, okay. And there we go. See, I'll be honest, the M24 has nice skins, but it's at this point when I'm doing this, it's just too weak. It's not a great gun. It has a lot to be desired, and I know there's an issue with that thumbnail. I'm going to say this is actually. I'm going to say it's actually an E tier. No, I think it's actually worse than the SV. It's just not an amazing gun, in my opinion. SV outmatches it, 95. And now we're on the EL85. Short showcase. This rifle was in the battle pass on last season, using the last season's thing there. So the base one is. I've just realised I made a mistake. Joke's on me. Fucking thumbnail mistake there. The gun is average. It's not amazing. It was one of my go-to guns during the CBT. It really has fallen off, especially with the skins. Obviously with these, you kind of want new skins. You want to show off. And for me, the skins, including the ACOG scope, it looks as if it's on it. Takes up far too much of the screen. Even like that right there, takes up far too much of the screen for it to be viable. I feel as if it's too inaccurate. It's inaccurate. It's not got a lot of damage. It's not got a lot of armor piercing. It's got a weird bit of recoil to it, which can be detrimental. And you know what? This is another rifle that I don't enjoy. I mean, you can see exactly why. A little bit annoying. Oh, I messed up. Look at that. That's me having to actually spray it just to hit that. That is a disgusting weapon. And for that, I think I'm going to... Don't get me wrong, it could be viable in some situations. People do use the weapon itself, but for me personally, I can go away. It can go away in the F tier. It is a bad weapon in my opinion. Considering how well it gets outperformed by other weapons in this list already, it's just not nice. It's just, it can go away. I don't like it. So the next one we're going on to is going to be an appointment. It's going to be the Raven. So Raven, Uzi Raven, this is the first proper time I've used this. And I have to admit, I was actually more surprised by how well it does. With it now being the highest rate of fire SMG in the game, is great. The silencer actually looks a bit more high quality as well when you apply it on. It does have a great, it has good accuracy for the first, first half of the mag. And it's got great control as well. Just overall, a good SMG. Look at that right there. So I shouldn't have been able to get away with stuff like that. Then I do something like this, which is just ridiculous. Another one there. It's just stopping power for it alone is just overpowered. And honestly, it is a great choice for a weapon. It is a great choice for SMG. There is still a few I'd rather use over it, but it's still so good. One of the things that's missing actually is if in the old AVA, even without the red dot sight, you used to be able to right click to zoom in. No longer have that, which is annoying, and it's such a big thing that I would like to have in. And obviously I don't have time. Made that him people dirty after that. So Uzi Raven, or the Uzi, sorry, or Raven. As a nice wee spot on this list. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. So this is actually quite a good one. It's not stuff that I would use on a day-to-day basis. But I will be fair to this one. I will put it in C. It's a C tier. Like I said, it's still better out there, but it's still fun to use. Next one we're going on to is the SK of the MP5. Sorry. So, I'll be honest, not the biggest fan of MP5. It's got a silencer. It's zoom in, but it's got a lot of recoil to it. It's just not the type of gun I exactly enjoy. It does make it a bit more interesting in certain games, because obviously you can abuse the silencer, because nobody will know where you're shooting from, really. It does have quite a lot of recoil, and the second you hit aim punch like that, it just goes bloom. It can easily handle itself. I can admit that. But personal preference, I don't like it. The skin, there's good skins for it. There's nice skins, for example. Basilifer is a good one. The Quixie is another one. But the weapon itself, I would say it's kind of weak as well. It does have a fundamental use. Don't get me wrong. It has a fundamental use of it for itself, but I'll say fast forward this entire part for our showcase and ridiculous. Yeah. So for this one, MP5, SD5, we'll get a cheeky. A cheeky D. Yes, it has the same kind of, it has answer, but it's not as good as you think. There's better ones out there, but you can obviously apply the sensor like a Raven. It just acts a lot better as a lightning weapon as it is. There's others out there that's better. For example, a Raven as well, highest ROF. It's just fundamentally better than this. And the next one we're going on to is the SK. Or the SK, yeah. So, SK is a. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I can't remember what happened to it with that at all. But this gun is quite balanced, it is quite good. I feel as if it blooms a lot more than a tar. But it is very well balanced, it is really good considering. Some of the skins are quite nice, especially with the Jaeger Florian. I do like that skin more, because obviously the picture is quite nice to have on. It's a nice wee bit of detail. It can hold its own, definitely. It's got the damage, it's got the rate of fire, and it is accurate to a certain degree. Sometimes it does feel weird, but then again, what gun doesn't? The zooming isn't too bad, you rarely ever use it, because just doing it that way is easier. Like I said, the rate of fire is so quick, the reload speed is even better. I don't watch this part, it's just embarrassing. I still believe that nade should have hit. Yeah. Before we move on, hold on. We don't need that. Just before we move on. SKS gets a respectable tier. Let's see where it is. SKS, let's be honest, gets an A tier. Reason being is because it is the most balanced rifle I've seen in this game. It does well, hits heavy, hits quick, and can be accurate. Next one is the Ballista. This one, the Ballista for me was a bit of a weird gun. For me, I don't know why, but it played well. I got better clips with it than I did with FR, and it just hits. It really never tanked for me, which is great. Or at least as far as I remember, it never tanked. It's got high damage. It's got good range. It is just good for what it does. This Abdu skin is an animated skin, which makes it so much better. But I don't know if one of these. I don't know if it can outperform some weapons, but it can wallbang. This gun, I'm pretty sure, and I'm 75% sure it can wallbang, and because if you watch this clip right here, 3, 2, 1, 0, here we go now. It wallbangs somehow. It does what it needs. Can't jump shot with it, unfortunately, but It's so quick to pull out, it's so quick to zoom in. It's just one of those scopes you just want to use. It's the last one here. Like I said, the range is still good for it. It is really good. And the zoom in time after quick switching is absolutely amazing. As point in case here. You think that should have died there, but still survived. That's that. The SKS, or it's not the SKS, the Blaster, I would say it gets B tier. At least it gets B tier. The Macmillan Cat outperforms it, especially for Sansa. So that's why it gets that. As like I said, still better weapons out there, but you know. And this one is Temporal. This one, this gun, it was amazing, and well, I only had one issue. Recoil just shoots right up, and no Deva. He never used the zoom and scope, but obviously I had to use it to line on this because it was ridiculous. And tell you what, this gun, the Yicha, is a very nice skin. And as you can see, the only kind of recoil I'm fighting when I use it is the recoil up away. The rest of it's absolutely fine. And it does the damage, it has the accuracy, it does really well considering. Yes, after spraying a couple of bullets, it does go big. That's about all it does. It can hold down a sight without any issue. It can hold down a corner without any issue.
Good job.
The sound degree, that's a wallbang. That was a wallbang, man, I think. I mean, look, I had to kind of control it for that guy to fall back so I can just kill the other guy. That's a god tier weapon, really. Let's be honest. Does good damage. It has great rate of fire. It might have a bit of inaccuracy, but it can somehow hold its own. It sounds amazing as a gun. This skin alone is just absolutely beautiful. And you know what? It's a good gun. People don't use it enough, but it's a very good gun. Considering. So I think it kind of deserves its own recognition here. It deserves a bit of recognition for what it is. If I can find it, here we go. So Temporal, let's put it in B tier as well. Oh, don't want that. It can hold its own. Only issue with it is recoil goes up away, and you know what? It actually hits pretty damn well. It hits quickly, and all the shots actually do register, which is weird because I know certain guns don't. So we're down to the final two, the Bahamut. This is a very, very, very strong contender, considering this was a meta for the first 3 months, and still provides a very solid use for it. It's accurate, high armor penetration, and this gun you see me using right now is kind of pay to win because I can see through it. But that is a massive plus for me. It is great at holding angles, it's great for spraying people down. The 50 armor penetration is amazing. The rate of fire is still quite good for what it is. Even though I'm using a sharpshooter I'm using mods that basically work in both ways for accuracy and rate of fire. This gun is amazing. You look at that. The accuracy still wins every day, just because of how damaging it is. And you know what? This becomes difficult for contender wise on what do we want to put in S tier now. Because this is a very strong contender for the S spot. It's got the silencer you can add on. It's got a lot of nice skins. It's heavy hitting with the armor penetration. It's still very accurate, great at close range, long range, medium range because of the armor penetration. You hit the headshot, you win. Okay, let's have a think. Let's have a think about this one. So Bahamut has very nice skins, like I said. I think, personally, I think this might actually take the S spot right now. The reason for this is because it is nicer skins. It technically still outperforms the CZ, the X95R. It has more ammo, I'm pretty sure, as well. Skins are nicer, and it's still good. I think that the fires on point is on the same level as well. So I have to say the Bahamut is the top, is an S tier here. Such a strange thing to think about still, considering it's been nerfed and it's still overpowered. So I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what obviously the next one is, because I just said, and where it goes. I'll make this one full screen because it's the last one. Like I said, in the Bluster I got more better clips on that than I did in this. But FR, let's be honest, is the most broken sniper in the game. It has very high damage attack. Your damage has 97 armor penetration. I can get away with shit like that. I shouldn't. And the worst part of it all is the skins are the best skins in the game. For example, the Null, the Proxima, the Fantasia. There's the Legend. There's also Skilled, Koi. What else was there? Dragon, Marines, Blue, Green, Red, Purple. I don't know, some of those are made up. But this weapon is an S tier weapon. I'll say it right now ready. Just with how it is in this game, it can somewhat wallbang thin walls. Like, for example, bridge on Joe site, it can wallbang that. It doesn't move shot. It can break shot easily. It's just such a good weapon. And you know what? You can't even blame it for people using it, because it's the default weapon you get given. And it hits goddamn dump truck. And obviously to end this, I'll watch the full one here. It zooms in pretty damn well. Obviously I'm using sharpshooter. It does what it needs to do. It's great. Obviously I'm fucking with my mouse. I keep putting out the wrong one. Watch it after this one, we'll swap out. And I think it's just tier list stuff.
I got one.
Here we go. That's it. Our final on the tier list is the FR, or the SR. Where is it? Right here. SR is a S tier weapon that S tier sniper that overpowers nearly everything you throw at it. And you know what? Bass is done with the tier list. And I'll tell you something, I think I've done pretty damn well with this. So we've obviously got the top three and bottom three as well in this. The top three being M4, MA47, the Bahamut, and the SRF2. A tier we have the Nagant, E21, X950, I can't read that, the Macmillan, I can't read that, ME, Macmillan, SK56/66, the Z95R. For B tier, the Zebra Battle Rifle, Desmodus, AWX, XM Ballista, and Temporal. For C tier, we have the DT42, X16A4, the M1903, and the Raven. And for D tier, we have Cannon, the Sacco, the SV, excuse me, G36, and the MP5 SD5. I'm just going to use the normal names. E tier, it's the M4, 870, EPKO, Guardian, Super V, and the X24. And for the worst tier in the game, the F tier, it's XTPS, the M4 grenade launcher, and the EL85. Obviously, there's no appointment weapons in that F tier at all. Well, there's appointment weapon, sorry. There's no sniper, because every sniper is good fundamentally, but it's almost that bad. But that's the tier list, and for my opinion, if you guys don't agree with any of that, let me know in the comments as to what one and why, and where you think it should be. Because obviously this is all my own opinion. I think fundamentally these weapons have differences between it all, and I think that the S tier, A tier, and B tier are the most, like, they are exactly what it should be. C tier, only different one I would move is maybe the DT, but I'll go leave it there for now, because in the next updates coming along, there's 2 new rifles, and there's going to be a bunch of changes to certain weapons. I can't wait to update us at some point in the near future, because I'm going to edit all this, render it, upload it, and go from there. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for obviously watching this, as appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed watching some of the showcases, as well as getting my opinion of it all on a video like this. This video is the first of its kind, as far as I can see, for AVA Global, because nobody else has done a tier list, and this is the first for me. I'm going to save this tier list as it is, so when we get the update, when we get the updates a few months down the line, I can update it with some, oh, this needs to go here, and this needs to go here. So, yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.